it was. Get started here on grandstand. Michael Loyd taking on Ben Johns.
Right up.
Something to be aware of for Ben is going to be Michael Loyd's serve. That serve is massive. He has just an incredible forehand.
What do you think makes Michael Loyd's serves? Is it the pace, the spin, the depth?
I think he just gets a lot of action on it. I think he's able to generate so much spin, and he puts a lot of height on his serve. He doesn't hit it very flat. He hits it with a lot of loop, yeah, arch.
Let's go!
Great there from Michael Loyd.
Really good, yeah.
Again, we see him favoring that forehand, obviously. Great backhand as well for Michael Loyd, but I think he is certainly most dangerous off that forehand wing, as most players are.
Right.
1-0.
Just missed that one.
Like had the chance for the.
It looked good though.
For the Ernie. You don't see that too often in singles.
Right. I mean, if it's there, you go for it, for sure. Don't see it too often. It's hard to cover that much court.
Let's go, Michael. Woo!
That drop just stays a little high there from Johns. Loyd would put that one away with ease.
1-0. Woo! Let's go! Woo!
Michael Loyd's on a run right now.
Strong start, and that's huge. Whenever you're the underdog in a match,
2-0.
getting off to a good start.
Very important. So much of singles, especially on the men's side of things, is the serve and the return.
Right up.
And Ben Johns, he's one of those players in singles there where he doesn't do a lot of extra stuff. All of his movements, his steps are very calculated. He doesn't usually overstep. He's very strategic. Not going to do anything crazy. Just going to keep the ball in play and make the right decision when it's there.
Point.
That one misfires on that one, does Michael Loyd.
1-2. Go, Michael.
Good return by Michael Loyd.
What did you like about it?
I just like that he hit it to Ben's backhand side, and he hit it really deep, forcing Ben to hit a drop shot instead of a passing shot.
Nice sequence there for Loyd.
Go, Michael.
He's doing a great job of, he's hitting aggressive third shots, but he's also, his court positioning.
Yeah, his court position.
Off of that third shot, he's already basically in the transition zone after he hits it, so he's threatening, puts a lot of pressure on that fourth ball there from Ben Johns.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, couldn't agree with you more. Really great volley by Ben.
Just the spinning away, that cut volley.
He's been doing that cut volley for years. That's one of his classic shots.
We saw Kate Fahey hit a few shots like that in their women's singles match.
3-1.
Wow. Net from Michael Loyd.
Michael Loyd with the net love. He's feeling it right now. He's on a rhythm. He's in a rhythm.
Just made it look so casual. It's like he just was walking through the forehand and just ripped it.
Oh yeah.
4-1 here.
He made that ball with some style and swag.
Right up. One, four.
More net love there for Michael Loyd. He will not complain about that. But you brought something up earlier, Nick. You said you liked how Loyd was returning to the Ben Johns backhand. And that one was also going to the backhand. I think it's really important to get to Ben because a lot of times he's not going to drive his backhand on a third. He's mostly always going to hit third. Incredible. But mostly always going to hit third shot drops that are still very, very difficult to deal with. He's a lot more likely to drive off the forehand wing.
Yeah.
That was a good point.
Yep, totally.
Oh yeah. Oh
Everything
yeah.
off of Ben's backhand, especially when he's off balance, he's usually going to drop. I think Ben's best singles is played when he's at the kitchen line, playing cat and mouse.
Missed
So good.
returns.
Here we go. Too good, baby.
Achilles heel of
Too
any
good.
singles player, and we're seeing that for Ben Johns here. I think it's 2 or 3 so far in this first game.
Yeah.
7-1.
Yep.
7-1 here for Michael Loyd.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I just
Michael.
noticed? Ben's wearing an ankle brace. I wonder if that's hindering him from moving.
Potentially, I know.
He's had an
in
ankle
Atlanta,
injury.
He was dealing with something similar, I believe. But you have to think that if he wasn't feeling, 100%, he would have pulled out. I mean, I think
1-8.
it's something to keep an eye on for sure. But that's what you don't need if you're Michael Loyd. Freebies like that.
No
one.
freebies. You can't, especially against a player like Ben. You can't afford any unforced errors.
2-8.
Wow.
Birdie again. It looked like it may have been there, actually.
It was there. It was there. I think it was just timed a little bit too late, but definitely in Michael Loyd's budget.
3-8. Let's go. Woo. Let's go,
Really
Michael.
good. Michael Loyd, coming from a tennis background, is going to help him a
As
lot.
it does with, seems like, 80% of these
Right.
pro pickleball players, high school, college.
Yeah.
Stays in.
Go.
What's impressive me about Michael Loyd on that forehand is that he has a pretty big swing, probably a bigger swing path than most other players, but he gets so much stuff or spin on it that it just stays in regardless of how hard he actually makes contact with the ball.
He's a really good ball striker on the forehand side. I totally agree with you, Will.
Oh, let's go.
That one,
Go, Michael.
that's a shot that Ben Johns will make probably 8, 9 out of 10 times, but
Game point.
not that time. And game point here for Michael Loyd, 10-3 for the 21 seed.
Woo!
That is going to do it. 11-3. Michael Loyd over Ben Johns. What a game one here, Nick. What most impressed you?
I have bad bunions. Wish they'd disappear.
Lapiplasty.
Sup? Future me? And no bunions! How?
Lapiplasty.
Lapiplasty corrects bunions at the source, meaning you're back in sneakers in weeks.
Lapiplasty.
Weeks! The future of bunion surgery is here. Learn more at lapiplasty.com. Risks include infection, pain, and loss of correction.
Let's go.
Ben Johns down a game here on Michael Loyd. Winner to the quarterfinals. This would be a career-defining win for Michael Loyd if he can continue his strong form from game one.
0-0.
He's been playing really good pickleball lately, so this is anyone's game. Ben Johns, no matter what, whether he's down 10-0, same demeanor always.
You gotta respect it.
0-0.
Yeah. I would be freaking out. Oh, and Michael Loyd didn't think that was going in.
I didn't think it was either, to be honest. What a get there from Ben Johns. No question about that mobility there. Was able to get to that
1-0.
one on nearly a full sprint.
It's a good serve by Ben.
This is dangerous territory here for
2-0.
Loyd. You really want to get this done in 2 games. Don't want to go 3.
Go, Michael.
The spin.
Wow, really good chip volley by Michael Loyd, putting just an immense amount of spin on that ball, not giving Ben Johns a chance to get there. I mean, with his ankle, that may be the play if he can't move that well.
0-2.
A lot of times the drop volley can be a pretty polarizing shot. Some people love it, others hate it because if it's not executed super well,
Let's go.
it's basically inviting your opponent up to the kitchen line.
Right.
But when you execute it like Michael Loyd did just a few points ago, I mean, by all means. Noe Cliff also comes to mind, someone who, utilizes that drop volley very well.
1, 2. Light up.
And it's really important when your return of serving to come up to the kitchen line immediately after your return of serve, just to apply that pressure. You don't want to open up the court to your opponents. You want to make sure you're really closing the court off and make them have to hit a good passing shot. Ben did that really well in that last point.
Let's go.
Just nice pressure there from Loyd. And it is interesting you talk about, coming into net, off the return. I feel like sometimes, especially in the men's game this year, we've seen that some players come straight from that strategy.
Right.
Which is really interesting to see because the game is getting faster, so you would kind of assume you want to be in the kitchen.
Totally.
Let's
That was a
go.
wicked passing shot by Michael Loyd with his backhand side. Go ahead, Will. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, I think, you see there, that might be one of the reasons why people aren't coming in as much, just because these paddles, this paddle technology, the ball's moving so quickly, the spin.
Right.
Reasons like that,
Totally.
you just get past. If someone, catches fire, they're going to hit 6, 7 shots in a row where you just can't even cover the whole court.
Yeah. Someone like Ben who doesn't play tennis singles,
Right.
general tennis singles. He plays pickleball when he's serving. He drops the ball. He plays the kitchen game. Tries to slow it down. And that ball just staying low on Ben didn't really lift up for him. It's one of the things that makes Michael Loyd's serve so lethal.
4-2 for Michael Loyd. And so you really just see Loyd, on that one, just completely, the wind up on the backhand, really just going for broke on those thirds. And honestly, that's what you got to do.
Totally.
It's working.
Yeah.
Cat and mouse, that's where Ben's got the advantage.
I think for
Over any
Ben,
opponent.
the play to be Michael Loyd's going to be continuing this pattern of dropping the ball when he's serving, playing pickleball, so-called pickleball, which is the kitchen game, making him move and hit hard volleys at the kitchen line, forcing him to roll balls that are below the net, bringing in low expected value shots, opening up Ben to find some offense.
Low expected value shots. All right, Nick. Some expert analysis there. I
That's
like
some
that.
poker analysis for those listeners.
Big poker guy.
See, that was sort of a low EV shot, right? 'Cause it's below the net. He's trying to force a ball, as opposed to playing the cat and mouse game. So Ben is forcing his side. And that is what Ben wants. If he can keep fighting this, Michael's going to have a hard time beating him.
Not surprising to see a timeout called for Michael Loyd. A massive upset here on Grandstand.
That was a really good serve by Michael Loyd. And
Better return.
Even better return, yeah.
It's so impressive, these shots these players hit, especially on their return. It looks like they're going to be out, but then just the spin, the top spin, it just
Sinks in.
sinks in. That's pretty. We see kind of the danger of going for the Ernie for Michael Loyd, but he's able to cover and get back to the middle of the court.
Yeah, he's a really good mover.
Multi-sport athlete growing up was Michael Loyd, basketball guy.
That doesn't surprise me. He does
Just kind of
like-
gives off the vibes.
Yeah,
you
it gives
know?
off the vibe of a basketball guy, has swag and that strut.
The strut. Is there a pickleball strut, do you think? Maybe not yet.
If there were one, it's either a Michael Loyd or Ben John strut.
There's no in between. It's like the two
Yeah,
extremes.
right.
basically.
4, 6.
See, there's maybe there's 16.
Wow, that's an uncharacteristic miss volley by Ben.
Come on, Ben.
Come on, Ben, let's go.
Still with a 1-point advantage. Loyd looking to take advantage of all of those routine misses for Johns.
Let's go!
Wow.
Go, Michael!
Johns John's visibly frustrated, annoyed, whatever word you want to use, but not enthused with how he is playing right but look, he's the number 2 seed. He's played probably 2-3 times as many matches as Michael Loyd has in his career. Been in this situation more times than not. Just being
Ben Johns
mindful and present.
Exactly. Ben Johns is one of those players that does that very well.
Yeah! Let's
That
go!
is a
Michael!
point
Really
there
good
from Michael Loyd. And I liked how he didn't go for too much on the opening volley. He kind of used it, got it really down in Ben's feet to create a more attackable ball.
That's well said, Will.
Let's go! Go, Michael!
Just wide from Johns, 9-9. That timeout proving to be fruitful for Loyd. 2 in a row.
9-9. Wow. This is exciting. The 21 seed versus the 2 seed.
9-9.